Great nations do not fight endless wars.
U.S. President Donald Trump defends his plan to withdraw troops and end wars in Afghanistan and Syria. We will take a deeper look at the State of the Union address. Hello, I'm Arnold Naidu, and this is The Heat. In his second State of the Union speech, U.S. President Donald Trump outlined his vision for the country's foreign policy. He also announced a new summit later this month in Vietnam with Kim Jong Un, the leader of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. On the domestic front, one of the themes of the speech was unity. The address, originally scheduled for last week, was delayed because of the partial government shutdown caused by a rift between the president and the opposition. We turn now for more to CGTN's White House correspondent, Jessica Stone. She's in our newsroom. And Jessica, how was Trump's speech received, especially by the opposition Democrats?
Well, Anna, it's really not that the president didn't reach across the aisle in this speech and tell Democrats what ideas both parties can work on together. It's really that, as the Democrats argue, the speech contradicted the whole notion of bipartisanship. President Trump made proposals that appealed to Democrats, then attacked the Democratic Party. He called on Democrats not to investigate him, even though they're doing required government oversight with respect to 2016 presidential election and foreign government interference. Here's the top Democrat in the U.S. Senate.
President Trump squandered the opportunity with a forgettable and at oftentimes incoherent speech. At times he called for unity without specifics. At other times he served up divisive campaign rhetoric that he has used so frequently in the past.
To be fair, the Democrats are really showing no sign of reaching across the aisle towards Trump either. A top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee says he will investigate the president's personal financial transactions along with the Russia probe. Trump calls that presidential harassment. Anand.
And Jessica, border security, of course, took up a good part of that 82-minute speech. That's the issue that was at the center of that historic 35-day government shutdown. What can you tell us about that?
Well, you're right. It did take up a long portion of the speech, and we really saw the president refer to the sacrifices of families hurt or killed by illegal immigrants, some of whom he had invited to sit in the First Lady's box during the remarks. We also heard him make a pitch that many members of Congress have supported a border wall in the past. And he made the case that caravans of Latin American immigrants are streaming across the southern border, threatening the economic prospects of all Americans. And he never explicitly mentioned whether he will, in fact, declare a national emergency to fund his wall without Congress.
The lawless state of our southern border is a threat to the safety, security, and financial well-being of all America.
Now, here's the state of play now. We have until mid-February for the congressional committee charged with coming up with an agreement to do so on border security. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi saying at this point she'll abide by a bipartisan agreement that they come up with. At this point, we've got President Trump planning to campaign for his border wall in El Paso, Texas next week. Anand.
Thanks, Jessica. That's CGTN White House correspondent Jessica Stone reporting there.